Welcome back, everybody. So today we're going to have the first tasting of my New England IPA using Citra and Galaxy hops. Now, this recipe did come from our homebrew club. We had a presentation on New England IPAs, so that's what I used for the base. Now, these hops came out of the Yakima Valley Hop yearly subscription. Cheeky Saver put down some hops and I used them. It's just I flipped a couple, but we're gonna go with these, taste them, and we'll make another batch with the ones that he wanted. So for this recipe, again, I did follow our homebrew club presentation, and that would be 2 pounds, 8 ounces of 2-row, 11.2 ounces of white wheat malt, 5.6 ounces of flaked oats. So for the breakdown, it's supposed to be 70, 20, 10. That is your breakdown. So you want 10% oats, 10% some kind of, or 20% some kind of wheat, and 70% a base. Those are the numbers I used, and what I did is I said, okay, well, if you want to say little brother, the non-New England IPA ones that I've posted, I wanted to stick with that same grain bill, and that was 2 pounds, 8 ounces of two-row. So that's what I started, and then I just crunched the numbers for the other ones to get them almost to the 20 and 10. Like on the white wheat, it was 19.7. Then on the flaked oats, it was 9.9. So for this, now, some people like their New England IPAs with a little bitterness. I do too. I don't want it too sweet. Maybe I want to drink 2 or 3 in a day. And some of these New Englands that are very sweet, I can't drink that. So our boil, this is a small batch, 0.15 ounces of Warrior at 30 minutes. Then for the hop schedule, no hops in the boil, Whirlpool at 170 for 15 minutes, 0.5 ounces of Citra, 0.5 ounces of Galaxy. For the dry hop, 3 days into dry hop, 0.25 ounces of each Citra and Galaxy. 7 days into dry hop, 0.25 ounces of each Citra and Galaxy. Now this one is using the DIPA ale yeast from Omega, so Omega 052 yeast, and we will see how this goes. On my notes, I had 0.34 ounces of Galaxy left over, and that's what I put in. If anybody follows or watched that Yakima Hop Valley box, I think some of those had way over 2 ounces of hops. Either that or I screwed up big time somewhere. But usually when I put in my hops, I check everything off. But yeah, like on this one, I had 0.34 ounces of hops instead of 0.25. So I'm gonna, in the next ones, is I'll open the can, I'll weigh everything and make sure it's 2 ounces. And if it's more in the video I use that in, I will report back. So this was bottled on 130, finished at 10 bricks from 19.33. So this is an 8.17%. So if you want to say this is a double New England IPA. 7 carbonation tablets in this one. Good hiss, good smoke. So we're off to a good start. Let's go ahead and get it into a glass and see what we think. It should be nice and cloudy, good color for a New England IPA. When we had the presentation at the Homebrew Club, I want to say, was it Julius? There's a Julius hop, I can't remember. I'll throw it up on the screen of what they made for us to taste, and it was very good. I think they used 3 hops. But with this one, I wanted to do what the people put in the comments, so that's why I used 3, but they used 3 as the hop additions along with the Warrior, so they used 4 total. So nice white head. It's almost translucent, coming up as a yellow color in there. Small medium bubbles, about a half a finger of head color. Nice yellow, orange juice yellow in color, very hazy, can't see through that thing at all. That would be the yeast, the protein that we're getting from the flaked or from the white wheat and flaked oats in there. I also like putting honey malt into my New England IPAs. So we might have to do this version again just with some honey to see what we get. But again, I would rather have a little bit of bitterness. Like Old Nation M43 does have a lot of IBUs, 40 some. So that is kind of high in my opinion for New England. But that's hearsay. That's what I like. So let's go ahead and smell. Very juicy fruit in there. It's almost like a peach and pineapple smell in there. Very juicy, sweet pineapple with pear mixed in there. Maybe a touch of citrus, but yeah, I would definitely say that peach and pineapple sweetness is what comes through the most in this one. Let's go ahead and taste. It's like a little. I'm trying to think. Like a very fresh pineapple that might have a little tartness to it right up front. It's definitely pineapple, but it's not like the juicy sweet pineapple. It's almost like a tart pineapple, and I'm trying to think. Maybe if you don't cut the outside of the pineapple off enough, and you get a little bit of the skin, but it's a little tart in there. Then it's more tropical, juicy fruit in there, generic. I couldn't pick anything out. There's a little tartness or something in the back too. I'm having a heck of a time tonight trying to describe some of this stuff. Yeah, it's like a very big generic juicy fruit, but you also get the tartness almost like, man, I don't know. I want to almost say like a kiwi. Like that kind of tartness in there. I guess it could be passion fruit. Like there's like a passion fruit vibe. I've got my phone right here. Let me see if I've got Galaxy in here. Okay. Yeah, passion fruit citrus. So maybe it's that passion fruit kind of tartness, and it's not a stinky foot taste. Definitely good. Body wise, I think it needs to be turned up just a little bit. It's pushing medium, but it's not quite too medium. But it is definitely good. Definitely one that I would make again. But yeah, I think I would add a little bit more oats to this. Maybe try and bump it up to 15%. or instead of 5.6 ounces, bump it up to 8 ounces and just see if that really changes it. I mean, that 8% is just covered up. You can't tell. It's almost like drinking a generic tropical juice, for the most part, with a little tanginess in there. Definitely one that I could drink all day, then not be able to get out of a chair from. So yeah, definitely a good recipe. I do have the Azaka, what is it? Medusa coming up next. But yeah, definitely one I would make again. So if you want to check any of these homebrew videos out, or any more homebrew videos out, check them out over here. And until next time, happy brewing.